Hey everyone, Kevin here in Backlog Studios. I'm co-host of the Backlog podcast, which you can find on any podcast app. You just search for the Backlog podcast, formerly known as the Backlog Exposed. But we're coming at you now with weekly content, and we're including things like Game of Thrones discussion, wrestling discussion, but most importantly, we're talking about video games and the video game backlog. So if you can, feel free to subscribe on any of your apps. Just go ahead and click on that download. Make sure it's coming in every week so that you can listen to Joe and I ramble on about really good stuff, okay? We've been told that our podcast is a lot like chatting with your friends. Feel like you're part of the game, That being said, we talk about some of the most important things in gaming, and we really hope that you jump on in and take a listen to the Backlog podcast. But without further ado, this video is going to be about reviewing 5 different headsets. Most importantly, a couple of weeks ago, I did a unboxing video of the Lucid Sound LS41s. This video is going to review those headphones, as well as 4 other headphones, some low tier, all the way up to high tier headphones. I'm going to say mid to high tier headphones for non-professional audiophiles. Okay? Every day you hear, if you're reading the forums or looking at gaming sites and things, they talk about headphones, and if you're paying attention to sales and deals, looking through eBay, you might come across some of these headphones, or at least variations or versions of them. You see the high price tag, you're going to assume these might be some pretty good headphones. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about each one of these. So we're going to start off at the bottom, okay? The Turtle Beach Recon 50x's. Right now, you can buy these in Walmart. On Amazon, they're discounted. They're showing discounted on Amazon, but they're about $30, okay? I got these specifically for my Xbox One. As you can see, they're wired. That being said, you have a little dial here that gets you your volume. Comes with a microphone. The microphone does not come out. It's not detachable. They are not uncomfortable, okay? To be honest, it's a pretty comfy headphone. The microphone boom does kind of come in and out and stay in place, which to me is a super important thing because I want to be boom, So I want to be able to do that and get right back into my game. $30, I mean, look, you're not going to go wrong with a pair of Turtle Beaches. There is some problems with quality, okay? I'm no expert. I'm no audio expert, but I am a guy who plays a lot of video games. And I hate these. I hate them. I haven't really ever had a pair of headphones that have a cable, especially with a 3.55 millimeter jack like this one, and not get crackly or static, okay? When you're using the controller, you just get a little bit of that, and I hate that. On my head, these headphones are not too tight. Don't give me pressure headaches or anything like that. Now, I have not worn them for very, very long. As you can see, they're in pretty much pristine condition, but I don't play my Xbox that much. That being said, from what I did here, acoustically, they're fine. You're going to get what you need. Isolation, the outside world is kind of gone when you throw these on because they do have somewhat of a noise-canceling aspect with it's like a fake leather, almost rubberish feeling on the ear pieces here. The white and green, they look all right, okay? Gonna be completely honest, they're decent for $30. Now, to some people, $30 is a lot of money. To people who specialize in headphones, they laugh at something like this, but this will get you by. If you're playing a game like Fortnite, or you're playing a game like Call of Duty, and you need to be able to isolate the areas around you and know where the sound is coming from, this will do the job. It's nothing special, okay? It's not going to be the most amazing sound you've ever heard. It's not going to give you the best clarity, but it's going to tell you what's coming from left and right, and from that you can kind of isolate up and down. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're not throwing your money away if you pick up some Turtle Beaches, but there is one kicker, okay? It's all plastic. The whole thing is plastic. You got little tiny screws in here holding these things in, and I've had a pair of Turtle Beach headphones that cost a lot more than this. Snap right there, okay? So, if you're going to let your kids play with this, they're going to break them. If you're going to be mad when you lose and you rip them off your head, these things are going to snap. So when you buy a pair of $30 headphones, be careful with them. Then again, I don't know acoustically what's in here, and I'm not getting into all that. All I'm telling you is my experience is pretty good with these, but they're comfy, they're cheap, and they get the job done. So if you need a pair of headphones, just jot on down to Walmart or go on Amazon, pick these things up. They'll do the job. Now, the next headphone I'm going to get into is the Sennheisers. And the reason I'm going to bring these ones up next is because these are not gaming headphones, so to speak. They're open back, and these are the Sennheiser HD598 SR open back headphones. Open back means And I didn't know this prior to buying these headphones. I didn't know too much about them, but I needed some headphones where I could hear my kids screaming in the back, and if they needed my help. When I put these headphones on, the outside world is not gone. I can hear myself talk. Essentially, it's letting the audio in. I don't know the technical details about how they do that. From what it feels like, it's more along the lines of this padding here is letting the audio through from outside. So you're not going to be completely isolated with these. These are not noise canceling, and therefore, when you're doing audio editing or gaming, you're going to get some of that outside noise, and it may distract you. You lose that isolation. All right, so the Sennheisers are retailing for $199. Pretty comfortable headphones. These are wired. I took the wire out so that I could demonstrate them here with you and show you a little bit about them, but they have a cool look to them. And the wire itself goes in right here. So it goes in and twists and locks in. All right, we got ourselves a pretty malleable headphone. They go in and out pretty easily. They extend for large or small heads, and they're super comfortable. The one thing you might notice is they do not have a microphone. So these are good headphones. You see a lot of streamers wearing the Sennheisers because they also accompany their stream with a microphone like I have below that's connected to their computer. So, you know, if you're pairing these headphones up with a computer, it's going to be great. But you can't really use these on your PlayStation or your Xbox. So if that's your, if your meal ticket is a console, these are out the window. As a father, needing to hear the kids, I like wearing these when I have to, watch the kids while also playing games, because you can definitely hear the outside world. For the price of $199, I would say that's a bit much. Okay. However, Slick Deals, Amazon, a bunch of different websites will always run ads. So the Sennheisers, I didn't pay full price for them. I got them at a pretty steep discount. I think I got them for like $120, and they're definitely worth that if audio and acoustics is important to you. The next set of headphones is the Astro A50 Gen 2. There is a lot to love and a lot to hate about my Astros. First and foremost, this is what they come with, and I see a lot of these headphones coming with these stands now. I hate it. I absolutely, it's just a balancing act, and that's all you get, with these ones. I can't stand this, it's not even a hook, it's just a plate that it sits on, and, boom. So, that has happened more than you can imagine. When your desk is as cluttered, my desk is always cluttered, so it's like you put it on there, you knock it over, it just... I don't know, I end up using these little divots in here on a hook to hold these things up because it's much more convenient. Now, from a make standpoint, let's look at it real quick. The Astro A50s are retailing right now for about $115 used for the Gen 2. Okay, but if you're going to go with the brand new Gen 3s, I say brand new, they've been out for a few years, but the latest model is the Generation 3 Astro A50s. Those are $299. And there's a little bit of a difference. They come with a base rather than that stupid thing, and they sit on the base to charge, and you don't have to plug them in, okay? These ones, you have this plug right here. It's a pain in the ass to get it in and out, and, we'll talk about that in a moment. But, okay, so, you got your Astro A50s. They have these pipes that kind of have this sliding technique to get the headphones just right. They look a little silly, but for the most part, these are really comfortable headphones. Okay. They do have a bit of noise cancellation to them in the sense that I can hear the outside world a little bit, but I feel isolated. So when I put them on, I end up talking a lot louder than I would expect to be because I can't hear myself as good. My son, when he puts these headphones on, he screams across the house. He just doesn't hear himself. The audio in these headphones can get very loud and very crisp. I do have to point that out. The way that the microphone works is it's attached, it does not come off, okay? And if it's not in its full and upright position, just like in the airport, you cannot land, okay? So, the microphone is open, 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 closed. You have to click it. If you put it just right there, that microphone is still open, and everyone on the chat can hear you. And if you bump it, and you just knock it right there, There is no other mute button. That's the mute, okay? And it drives me nuts that that's the only way to do it. That's how you talk, that's how you mute. Astro A50s in a nutshell. A couple of other things that I absolutely can't stand about these headphones is on the right-hand side is what controls the audio. You have voice audio on this side and game audio over here. And if you imagine this a dial where all the way over here, if you hit that button 100 times, you're going to be 100% on game mode, meaning you won't hear any voice chat. If you come over here and you tap it over here, you get 100% voice chat, no game volume. You get to decide the mixture of the two and then control the overall volume with this slider here. That pattern, to me, I'm not a fan of. It's 3 scenarios when there only needs to be 2. The fact that you have to choose and there is no gauge, right? There is no like sensitivity. All you hear is a beep when you've gone too far and a beep when you've gone too far the other direction. And it just seems so, it's hard to pinpoint, right? You throw the headset on and you're like, man, I can't, will you speak loud? Ah, shit, hold on. And you gotta tweak it and you're in the middle of a game. Or say you get on one round and there's some kid who's super annoying, you just gotta finagle it. And it to me, that's a super frustrating part of this headset. Maybe it seemed like a cool feature, but if it were a dial, as opposed to tapping this button, it just, the feedback feels good, but it does not react in the same way that the tactile feedback happens. So like, when I'm clicking, I don't feel like it's always moving forward or lower. Now this dial, I love the dial for the volume, the overall volume. And again, it does get really loud. I mean like ear-piercing loud. Now 2 quick things about this set of headphones, the Astro A50 Gen 2. 1, the power button. For some reason, it's tucked behind, oh you hear, it's here. It's kind of tucked behind this little thing. You're always messing with it, and you don't have to use it often, right? But it's just a pain in the butt. It's not in a good spot. On top of that, for me, it doesn't always turn on and off. You kind of have to double click it or whatever, and I don't know if it's just a behavioral thing with me and not being able to tap it properly or whatever sometimes, but I feel like I have to use my other hand. It's just annoying. It has nothing to do with the overall review. It also disconnects. Right? It disconnects from the base station, which you have to plug into the PlayStation over here. Every once in a while, this thing gets out of sync, and you have to go and resync it and whatnot. And that's another annoying thing about these. Alright, so the other annoying thing about these is the connectivity is abysmal. I can be 5 feet away from my PlayStation, from the dock, from the dongle that this thing connects to, and I have these $299 headphones on my head going crackle, 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 constantly. They cut in, they cut out, they cut in, they cut out. I've eliminated, like, everything. I know my room has all this electronics and stuff, but I go in my living room on a different PlayStation. Same thing. They suck when it comes to the connectivity. When they are connected, and when the audio is crisp, these things are solid. You can hear ups and downs, lefts and rights, the 360, the dynamic range, all of that. As comfy as these things are, I wish that they matched in quality of sound. The sound can be good. I don't know how many times I've just cursed at these things saying, are you serious? You want to charge that kind of money for these? Bullshit. Okay, I would not pay $299. I would pay $75 max. And even with $75, I'd say, what the hell? Like, crackle on a $75 headphone? The other thing is the battery life on these are by no means 12 hours or more. I had 2 sets of these, one for me and one for my child. Both of them require a USB cable connected to them after a couple of hours. I have no idea if it's just that we got bum headsets, but I've read the same thing online, that these things could not go 12 hours if your life depended on it. They're terrible with battery life. So on those, they almost feel like a corded headset because in the middle of a game, you get the beeps, and the beeps are so loud that everybody for some reason, the beep is connected to the chat audio, so people can hear you when your headset's dying, and the sound is really annoying. Stay away from the Astro A50s, especially the Gen 2 model, anything over $75. Now, if you find them on eBay and you want to take the risk, and maybe some of these things that I don't like about them don't apply to every model or to every headset out there, maybe they're just the ones that we got. There's other headphones. There's so many of them. I would stay away from the Astro A50s. I think it's a hyped up, overpriced version. They feel good. Okay, and if that's your main problem, is the way that these headphones feel on your head, then, but they do get a little tight. One last thing, they do get a little tight over a long gaming session, right? If I'm wearing these for 4 or 5 hours, I definitely notice it, and I get a little bit of a pressure headache. Taking them off helps. I'm going to turn now to the Turtle Beach Elite 800X 7.1 wireless surround sound gaming headset. One of the things I like about these is they have a base station. This is kind of what you would get on the Astro A50 Gen 3s for $299, is a charging station. That's all you got to do to charge it, right? One of the annoying things is you can't put them on backwards. They fall because they're magnetic. So as you can see, pop them in and they stay. Tilt it. These are quality headphones in a lot of ways. Put them on, they've got some noise cancellation going, almost too much for me. The noise cancellation actually gives me some weird pressure going on, because when I can't hear the outside world at all, it makes me, I don't know, gives me a headache. They feel pretty good. These are good to wear for long periods of time. They are loose in the turning radius, so you know, they adjust, like I was saying before. If you have a super weird head, they can go flat. But you can even put them on the desk like this, and the audio is loud enough. Their leather or faux leather is nicer than obviously the cheaper version. I believe that these are interchangeable in some capacity. I believe so, because you can go online and buy new earmuffs for these. A couple of things about these. They have detachable plates that give you the let's see if I can get in here. We have the chat and the mute and the presets. Okay, a little bit of a mirror here, sorry about that, but you got your volume for your chat up and down. Then you got mute right here, and then you have presets. So you can hook this up to your computer, and you can set up some presets, like you can tune it yourself. I've found that is a pain in the ass to do, but you can also get an app on your phone. You can connect to this Bluetooth, which is awesome, and you can use these headphones as your Bluetooth headphones. Just listen to your audio from your phone, and I've tended to do that quite a bit. I actually like that a lot about these headphones. Now, on the other side, we have your Bluetooth, your power, and your volume up and down. So unlike the Astro A50s, it's not coupled. You can reduce the volume of the game right here, up and down, and you can reduce the volume of the chat up and down, or whatever side is on which. I love that. You also have the ability to charge right here from the USB, micro USB. All in all, these Turtle Beaches are a fantastic feeling headphone. They're comfortable, long gameplay. I think I can get 8 to 10 hours out of these with one charge. I'm sure that they're advertised as longer, but 8 to 10 hours, it'll start beeping. They last. You can wear these all day, and they're comfortable. The one thing, and very similar to my Astro A50s, is the connectivity. Okay, every once in a while you get this static and this weirdness of this clarity problem. And again, I go back to, you know, for a long time I was wondering what's going on in my room. Is there a lot of microwave activity going on, or whatever the term is? I tried these headphones in an area that did not have all that problem, and the same type of thing. It's just, I just don't know. I don't know if it's us and me, this house, but I've since moved. Same problem. So when I spend $300 on a headphone, I would expect stuff like that to not occur. And so luckily I did not spend $300 on these headphones. I got these things off of eBay, and they were, you know, it was probably some mother or father who got mad at their kid and said, I'm selling your headphones. They were almost in perfect condition. I don't even recall how much I paid for them, but it was under $100, and by far worth it. I'd pay $150 for these right now as is. You can find these for $150 in new or like new condition. These are worth it. I doubt that every person has the same connectivity issues I have. Whatever's going on in my house, I got a lot of radio signals going on, so that could be interfering with some of this. But let me tell you, these are good headphones. But these are better. These are the beautiful LS41s from Lucid Sound. The reason these are better is because I can plug all 3 of these headphones in, these high-priced headphones. The clearest one is going to be the LS41s. You're going to be able to walk away from your PlayStation or your computer further with the LS41s. They feel sturdier. This feels like real leather. I don't know if it's fake or real, but it's a combination of fabric and leather, and it feels good on your ears. It's comfortable. The battery lasts 12, 15, 18 hours. It does. I've just left these things out. I've played multiple sessions without ever charging them, and it lasts. They're comfortable, they're not too tight, but I gotta tell you, the most important thing, and they do talk about it in their little advertisement there, is the dial, okay? This is the volume for the game, and this is the volume for the chat. It's as simple as that. Up and down, up and down. It's easy. Boom, boom. You got 2 buttons, right? Power is on your left side. Mute is on your right. this light, there's a light at the tip of the microphone, that white thing, and that will illuminate red when you're muted. I could do without it being so bright. That's a very bright light, so when you are muted, you want to kind of put this away. All you can see at the bottom of your eye while you're playing is this giant red light. Now, it does have voice feedback, meaning you can hear yourself, something that I didn't mention it, but the Turtle Beaches do too. You can hear yourself with these. And you can also hear yourself with these, but this is not near as good. With these Turtle Beaches, you can hear yourself very well. So if you need that feedback and being able to hear yourself within the headset, and you can customize that. These headphones feel very good. They're the sturdiest, they're the highest quality as far as the build and the make. They're the most comfortable that I've worn out of all these 5, and the sound is pristine. There is no crackling with these. I have not had an experience yet. The only time is when I put these on my Xbox, which is over 50 feet away, through the living room, down the hall, and I was still able to hear, but just some slight audio distortion, crackling, but I could still play and still hear. It was not near as bad as my Turtle Beaches sitting 5 feet from the dongle. The durability seems high. Joe always talks about that. It would take a lot to break these. I think any of these that have these turnstile like that, you just have to be really careful with them, but it is metal. So with it being metal, and it looks and feels like there's a bolt or a screw in there or something that's probably metal on metal as opposed to metal with plastic, and it makes a huge difference on the durability feeling. It feels sturdy. Now, for the quality of the audio, again, have I become the elite assassin in Fortnite? No, I'm not. I'm never gonna be. But the truth is, if you need to be able to hear all around you, any of these headphones will do, but these higher tier headphones will do it better. These ones retailing at $199 as opposed to $299, $299, $199 for superior headphones. The Lucid Sound brand and logo should be making its way into people's minds more so than some of these other headsets. There's so many headsets out there to try. The ranges go from anywhere from $5 to $1,000. I can't imagine needing something that expensive, but in a world where, you're so focused, hyper-focused on gameplay and being able to listen and hear. Alright, so the best of the best Twitch streamers or YouTube streamers out there are using headphones that are in the $200, $300, $400 price range. They do make a difference. When you see somebody who can turn on a dime and know exactly where their opponent is, they're not using these, okay? It's a handicap if you're going to use something like these as compared to something like these, but I don't know how much more you can get going from here to the $1,000 ones. I honestly don't. I've done a lot of audio editing on my computer, and with the audio editing, even for the podcasts and videos like this, the Sennheisers will do the job. I've also got a pair of $30 Samson open back headphones. They do the job. So it really comes down to, for you, what's the best fit? Do you want to go premium and have a feel of confidence in the headphones that you're wearing? Or is it worth it to spend the money? I said before, as an old man, I look 23, right? But I'm actually almost 40. I'm 38 years old, 39 years old soon. And a premium headphone, I'm willing to take the plunge. And I've always wanted to do these review type videos in the sense that if I can afford it, but somebody else might not be able to, I want to be able to provide them the feedback. It's part of just who I am in that if I can help somebody, that's the podcast itself is about helping people choose the right games and make the right decisions on games. We end up talking about Fortnite and Call of Duty half the time, but that's what people want to hear about. But there's so many games out there to choose from. There's so many headsets out there to choose from. We've found Lucid Sound, or Joe has found Lucid Sound, and I'm happy he did. These are good headphones. If you're interested in the Lucid Sounds, Joe has a code 20% off, Team EMAR. It helps him out a little bit, but the reality is, if you're going to spend the money, I would go with the Lucid Sounds over these. You can connect these to your computer, so if you're doing audio editing, these will do the job there as well. Maybe even better than the open back Sennheisers, because the open backs let the outside world in. These are better. They're better fit for not letting the open world in. They're not open back, so when you put them on, there is some cancellation. I can still hear a little bit, but at the same time, I am able to focus on what I'm doing. It does have a detachable microphone, so if you don't want the mute to be a factor, you put that shit over there, and you just wear them. Look at the prices. If you want premium, I would stick with the Lucid Sounds. The LS41s are the top item on their catalog. So you can look through and you can get cheaper versions of the Lucid Sound. The headsets, from what Joe says, are premium quality all the way down. They do have cheaper options, but this is the best of the best what they got. The Astros, the Turtle Beaches, there's all sorts of headphones out there you can buy. You make the decision that's right for you. If you want to stick with the $30 specials from Walmart, they'll do the job, right? Especially if you're buying for your kids. I would buy them with hesitation because of how easily broken they will be, but at the same time, they don't need these $200 headphones, unless you're real serious about gaming. Thanks for listening, everybody. This has been a wrap. It's a really good time to be able to come out here and do these reviews for you, so hopefully we'll have more to come. Please go to our website, thebacklogpod.com. You can also find us on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter, and Instagram at thebacklogpod. And don't forget, we have a creator code. So on Fortnite or any Epic game, you can support us by entering code BACKLOG into the Support a Creator area, and we're going to get a little tiny cut of the bigger picture. All right, we're going to be putting out more content so that hopefully, you know, it's worthwhile for you guys to throw that code in there. But don't forget, code BACKLOG, and you can help us out. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you're watching this at night, enjoy your sleep.